In the Cup Till the Day That I'm Stay, Blake Shelton's life is full of country music hits and TV fame, and it's always been watched by everyone. But lately, people are talking about something more personal that he's going through. I feel like sexy ends when I'm not sexiest man alive anymore. I don't feel like it exists anymore. Feel like it's over whenever I was sexiest man alive, something that has made fans question everything they thought they knew about him. How does someone who has been through so much find the strength to keep going when everything around them seems to be falling apart? What happens when the world is watching you but you feel more alone than ever? After breaking up, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani leave fans crying. And what happens next is something no one could have guessed. Let's see how it's been a really tough time for Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton has always been one of the most loved names in country music. His chill personality, southern funny side, and songs that touch people's hearts have won him millions of fans around the world. People know him not just as a great singer, but also as someone who makes people feel better through music that's warm and honest. But this time turned out to be one of the hardest moments in his career and personal life. After the American Music Awards, instead of celebrating, he found himself dealing with questions, rumors, and heavy feelings. The event, which is usually a place for joy in getting awards, became the start of a hard time that left him struggling with both public pressure and private sadness. After their breakup, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani leave fans crying. And this latest drama added even more pain to the story of their relationship. The situation got even more serious when right after the award show ended, Blake got news that added to the pain he was already feeling. The news was not only disappointing, but also left him shaken and thinking about where things were going. For someone who has always used music as a way to share hope and good feelings, this was especially heartbreaking. People close to him said that the root of this trouble wasn't just one problem. It was a bunch of problems that affected both his career and his relationship with Gwen Stefani, a world-famous pop star and his longtime girlfriend. The mix of personal feelings and work responsibilities made everything more complicated, and the weight of both sides together became too much for him to handle. This wasn't just another drama in the entertainment world. For Blake Shelton, it was a turning point that showed how closely his personal life and his work life are connected. A night of surprises at the awards. The story took a crazy turn at the American Music Awards in Los Angeles in 2025. Many fans were excited because they thought Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani would show up together on stage. Some hoped to see them sing together, which would show their bond, while others expected at least to see them walk the red carpet side by side. For the audience, a moment like that would have been proof that their relationship was still strong. After facing years of problems both in public and in private, but what actually happened was very different from what people expected. Gwen Stefani walked onto the red carpet alone, wearing a shiny metallic dress that caught everyone's attention. She smiled big and posed confidently for the cameras. But Blake Shelton not being there quickly became the bigger story of the night. Within hours, people started whispering that Blake had suddenly decided not to come. Reports said there had been an argument behind the scenes connected to Gwen's performance. According to sources close to the event, Blake felt caught off guard. The reason, they said, was that Gwen had changed the words of the song they were supposed to perform together, and he hadn't been told. What was originally meant to be a performance showing they were united turned into something very different, carrying a message that Blake hadn't agreed to share with the world. When Gwen finally got on stage, she introduced a brand new song called No Apology Required. The song had a strong pop rock sound, and its words talked about betrayal, distance in relationships, and finding strength to stand alone when things fall apart. For many people watching, the meaning was clear, and it was hard not to connect the lyrics to the rumors already going around about her and Blake. This performance, instead of bringing them closer in the public eye, raised even more questions about their relationship and left fans wondering what was really happening between the two stars. Silence, guessing, and problems. In the days after the American Music Awards, social media was filled with questions and theories about Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. People wondered if their relationship was about to end. Many asked if Gwen had used her performance as a way to send a secret message to the world. Others were more focused on Blake, asking why he had chosen not to show up and why he hadn't talked about the situation. The mystery only got deeper when on Tuesday morning, Blake finally spoke up. Instead of giving a clear explanation, he shared a short message online that suggested silence can sometimes speak louder than any song. This left fans even more curious, but it also showed that he was hurting. His followers quickly filled his page with messages of support, worry, and encouragement. Meanwhile, Gwen stayed unusually quiet, and her silence created even more talk about a possible split between the two. As all of this was happening in public, Blake faced another painful setback in his career. He got news from his record company that his much-awaited album, Backroads and Heartaches, would not be released on time. The album had been planned for a June 2025 release and was described as his most personal work yet. It was expected to have emotional country songs about love, heartbreak, and life after his time on The Voice. According to people close to the situation, the label decided to delay the release because they worried the ongoing drama would take attention away from the music. They wanted to wait until things calmed down so the songs could be enjoyed without distractions. For Blake, this decision was painful. It was his way of expressing his deepest feelings, and he had put his heart into creating it. Friends said that Blake admitted the delay hurt him badly. Music had always been his safe place and his way of finding peace during hard times. Now, even that comfort seemed to be slipping away when he needed it most. Worries and silence. Friends who know Blake Shelton well are getting more and more worried about him. They say that he's the type of person who often hides his true feelings behind a smile. Even though he tries to look strong in public, this situation has affected him deeply. It's not just the American Music Awards drama or the delay of his album. What bothers him most is the feeling that he no longer has control over his story, both in his career and in his personal life. Blake has faced heartbreak before. His divorce from Miranda Lambert in 2015 was followed closely by fans and the media, and it left him under intense pressure. But according to people close to him, this current moment feels very different. Many believed that his relationship with Gwen Stefani was steady and strong. Even though they had faced struggles in the past, people around them thought the days of hidden messages in songs and solo red carpet appearances were behind them. For Blake, realizing that old doubts were coming back has made the situation even more painful. At the same time, Gwen Stefani has chosen not to talk directly about the drama. Some people think her silence is a smart move, giving time for the attention to fade without adding more fuel to the fire. Others believe that she's focusing on changing her public image, separating herself from being seen only as part of a famous couple. Music experts also pointed out that her performance at the American Music Awards showed a side of her that reminded fans of her earlier solo years. It had the same bold energy of her Tragic Kingdom days rather than the more polished style she showed on The Voice. Culture. Critics say that Gwen has always been able to change her image, depending on the moment, and this may be her chance to start a new chapter in her career. If that's the case, then stepping away from the image of a country pop power couple might be part of her plan, finding strength in silence. Right now, Blake Shelton is spending most of his time at his ranch in Oklahoma, far away from the spotlight. He has chosen to surround himself with peace and quiet while focusing on songwriting. Friends close to him say that he's putting his energy into family life, outdoor work, and the simple routines that help him stay calm. People who know Blake well believe he will eventually get better, as he always has in the past. But they also admit that this may be one of the hardest emotional challenges he has faced in years. For a man who often hides his struggles behind humor and charm, the weight of both public and private difficulties has left a deeper mark this time. There is, however, a bright side in the middle of all this pain. Blake has often created his most powerful songs during moments of heartbreak and personal struggle. Fans are hopeful that out of this period of confusion and sadness, he may make music that speaks directly to the emotions many people experience in their own lives. So far, he hasn't announced a new release date for his delayed album, and he hasn't shared any comments about the current state of his relationship with Gwen Stefani. Still looking back at his history, Blake has always managed to turn painful moments into meaningful art. Many believe that once again he will transform hardship into heartfelt songs that